SR93 Boxing back with another video. I just recently watched the video. I know the video is not that recent. It was a few days before. Froch talking about how if he was still here boxing and he fought Gennady Golovkin, he would have beat him. Now, I was one of the people in boxing that says Gennady Golovkin was exposed, as many people did. And I said Canelo would beat him, but that's yet to be seen. When I said he was exposed, I don't mean that he's now a beatable fighter, that every top fighter in the world, in the division, easily beats him. Nah, man. Golovkin's still a monster. This is the worst fight he's been in. Think about this. The worst fight he's been in is in a fight where he broke his opponent's jaw. That says it all about Golovkin. He's still a monster. Yeah, he has weaknesses. He now looks more human, but he's still a monster. Froch could beat Golovkin. You never know, because Froch did say that he has the reach, the size, and the power advantage. We don't know about power advantage because Golovkin, yeah, he's 160, but he don't have 160 power. He seems to have more, in my opinion. I think Froch do also have the speed advantage. Who knows? Golovkin seems a bit slow, but there's certain attributes that Kell Brook had that Froch doesn't have, and who knows because he doesn't have those attributes, maybe it's an easier night for Gennady Golovkin. Like, Kell Brook was able to evade a lot of shots because of his defensive skills and his footwork. Froch doesn't have defensive skills, at least not as good as Kell Brook's, and he doesn't have the footwork of Kell Brook's. If anything, I would say Golovkin's footwork is better than Froch. He can cut the ring off way better than Froch does. He can cut the ring off way better than most people do, and that is one of his main attributes. I think, yeah, Froch does have a reach advantage over Golovkin, but Froch is not that good at controlling range like Brook is. Golovkin has a really good jab, and that will really give Froch a tough time. He has a really good jab, really good body shots, knows how to cut the ring off, and he's physically really tough. Froch is tough too, but I think Golovkin's skills are better than Froch's skills, and I think Golovkin actually beat him. But that's a 50-50 fight that could go either way. I think Golovkin wins, but that's not gonna happen because Froch is retired. But yeah, he's still talking that shit. I think he's saying that more explicitly now because he's retired and he doesn't have to fight anyone. Because when he was fighting Groves, I think he was asked about Golovkin and he says avoid Golovkin like a plague. But yeah, you know what? Retired fighters, there's another retired fighter that's talking shit. Goes by the name Marcus Maidana, one of my favorite fighters. Has a lot of heart, has a lot of guts. And in the late end of his career, had a lot of skills too. I pick him to beat Keith Thurman if he comes back in shape, gets the tune-up fight. I pick him to beat Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. Him versus Garcia is a 50-50 fight. Him versus Spence, competitive fight, but I think Spence pulls it off with body shots. But who knows, man? Who knows? Maidana's skills. His skills are underrated. Has one of the best jabs at welterweight when he was at welterweight. He's been saying that Khan's been avoiding the rematch, and my take on that is fighters avoid rematches that they won against. Like people tend to have rematches with people that they lost against. Think about that. Khan is looking to rematch Garcia because he lost against Garcia. He was looking to rematch Peterson because he lost against Peterson. He's not looking to rematch Maidana because he didn't lose against Maidana. Plus, he kind of won most of the rounds. It was like the Maidana's moment were like minor moments, almost, to be honest. It was mainly Khan outboxing and beating him up. Also, if you look at Maidana never offered a rematch to Ortiz, Soto Carras. There's a whole bunch of people, Josecito Lopez. Not saying that they asked him, but and also Broner. Broner's been asking for that rematch a long time ago. So yeah, I think he's talking shit. He wasn't fighting Keith Thurman either because Keith Thurman was a high risk, low reward fight. Just like this Maidana rematch, if Khan takes it, is a higher risk, lower reward because people will just say, hey, if you beat Maidana, if he beats Maidana, people will just say, hey, look, you just beat the fighter that you already beat. What credit do you want me to give? But he has a lot to lose because that's one of Khan's biggest wins. And if he loses the Maidana fight, you take that Maidana win away from him, he's left with, some other good wins, but the Maidana win is one of his highlight wins of his career. It's crazy because some people say that Maidana should have got him out of should have got Khan out in round 10. The referee should have stopped the fight. Like, Khan was doing nothing in that fight. Like, really, like, if in that case Maidana should have been stopped in the first round, he went down hurt. Maidana has a poker face, and it's hard to see him when he's hurt. But at that time, it was obvious that he was hurt. Maidana was hurt against Ortiz. How come the fight wasn't stopped then? I'm not saying the fight should have been stopped then, but I'm just using your logic to say the fight should have been stopped then. Broner should have been stopped against Maidana with that logic. There's many fighters that should have been stopped before, but somehow, all of a sudden, Khan should be stopped, but those other fighters should continue fighting. I think to understand what I'm trying to say is, basically, I'll just say straight down, Khan, a lot of people do hate him, and they just want to see him lose. And I think that's one of the reasons why they can't handle the fact that he wasn't stopped then. To be honest, like, that is one of his biggest wins. And when people say he has a glass chin, Khan supporters bring the Maidana fight up to prove that no, he doesn't have a glass chin. But then these haters come back and say, oh no, that fight should have been stopped. Why? Meanwhile, other fighters have been fighting while being in the same situation without being stopped. So I think there's a little contradiction going on. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to say. That's my take on those situations. And I'll be back next time.